go. Everybody paying attention? You got your notes out? Ready to go? All right, section 5.5. And we skipped 5.4. Don't worry why. We just did. Okay? You'll probably be happy. You'll probably be happy that we did. So that's all you got to know. All right, this is called, we're doing the inequalities again. And they call this the triangle inequality. So write that down. The triangle inequality. It's pretty easy after we get going on this. Okay, the explanation takes a little bit of thought on what we're doing, but actually doing the problems is actually pretty simple. All right, Scrap, you with us? Taking good notes here? Okay, get some paper out and start taking some notes, please. You got some paper?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, thanks. Appreciate your enthusiasm. All right, so let's do this. I never really thought about it before, I don't know, I probably started teaching this lesson, I guess. But I just always figured you could take any three sides at all, any three lengths at all, and make a triangle out of it. All right, so what if I had, let's make this a little bit longer. Okay, what if I had this? What if I had this length, and this length right here? Okay, would we be able to make a triangle out of these three lengths?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out of those lengths.
Actually, let me make this a little bit. Let me make it like that. Okay. Could I make a triangle out of these three lengths right here? Because look, if I did this. Let's put that right here. So watch. What would I have to do? I have to tilt this probably a little bit more, wouldn't I? Maybe like that. I don't know. Will that reach? Let's see. Let's go back to this one. And I'm going to move. Oopsie daisy. Grab this thing, put that right there so it tilts. Alright. So watch. What if I took this and I tilted it? Is there any way that they'll ever reach each other? No, there's not. Okay, there's that big old gap in there, right? Yeah, I can make them longer, but I'm talking about these three lengths that I've been given right here. Can I make a triangle out of those three lengths? Yes?
Yeah.
I can? I can make a triangle out of these three lengths?
Yeah. Put them together.
What, push this like this? And like that? Yeah, but then this wouldn't be the length, the other length. All three lengths have to stay the same. I can't change the lengths of the three sides.
See, they can make those two and then put the one on the movie.
And like, you know when we're doing the exterior and remote interior and you have an angle and then you have a line that hangs off the end.
But we're not going to have anything hanging off the end. Okay, because that length, that's exactly what I was trying to say. Look, this length has to stay this length. It has to be one of the sides of the triangle. It can't be hanging over. Okay, that has to be one of the sides of the triangle. This has to be one of the sides of the triangle, and this has to be one of the sides of the triangle. Is there any way that I could arrange these so that I can get a triangle out of it? No, there's really not, because look, I could take this thing. Well, that middle thing still came up to the... Okay. Watch. I could take this and try to move it even like this. Is that going to hit this? No, it's not, is it? Watch. I mean, I could take this down as far as I can. Look, even if I took it right on the line itself. And I want to show you something with this. Watch. I'm going to take it and put it like right on the line. Put it up like this. Look, even if they stretch straight across, there's still going to be this gap in there. There's no way I could get those to meet, is there? Unless I made it longer, but then it wouldn't be the length of the side that I was given. Okay? So, there's no way I could do that. So, let's think about this. Let's think about this segment right here. And let's think about this one right here. And let's take a look at this segment right here. What do you think must have to be true about these two segments in comparison to this one right here? What do you think? Do they have to be half? I don't know if they have to be half or not. They got to be what? Could they be equal to it? Okay, I know what you're saying. Can they be equal to it? Watch. So what if I'll tell you what, let's just get rid of these. Let's make some new segments. Watch. Let's start right here. Okay. So you said they have to be equal to it, right? So there's one. And there's another. And let's raise that up a little bit. And let's take this one and raise this one up a little bit. Now, those two add up to be that third side, don't they? But could I make a triangle out of it if they just add up to be? No, I couldn't, because watch. Once I start, try to be careful with this. Let's move, oops, let's try this again. Let's move this over here on the end. And watch. What am I going to have to do to this to make a triangle out? I'm going to have to tilt it a little bit, aren't I? So if I tilt that one a little bit, and let's put this one back on right there, and let's move this. Yeah, you got it. So watch. If I take this one and tilt that up a little bit, okay, do you see? It's got to be longer. These two have to be longer because there's going to be a gap in there. If I tilt it up a little bit, there's going to be a gap in between here. I didn't really draw this the best I could probably do, but anyway, you get the idea. These two right here have to be longer than the third side. You see that? So if I have, let's put some numbers in there. What if I had a triangle that has a side 3 inches, whatever it is, 4, and let's say 9? Can I have a triangle that has these 3 lengths? Because what has to be true about the 2 smaller lengths? They have to add up to be what? Not equal, because if it's equal, it only forms that straight line right there. It has to be bigger, right? It's got to be more than this thing right here. Look at 3 and 4. 3 plus 4 is what? It's 7. Is 7 bigger than 9? No, it's not. So can I make a triangle? If I gave you sides, if I gave you like little sticks, right? One was 3, one was 4, one was 9. Can you arrange those so that you can make a triangle out of that? No, you can't, all right? Because you're going to have a gap in between, aren't you? Right? But what if I had this? What if I had 3, 4, and 5? Could you have a triangle with those lengths? So on this one, no, you can't. What about this one? Yeah, you can, because what do? I take the 2 smaller ones, 3 and 4. What's 3 and 4? 7, right? So that's a 7. It has to be greater than the third side, the longest side. So you take the 2 smaller ones, right? See, these 2 right here have to add up to be bigger than the third side in order to make a triangle out of this thing. So this 3 and 4 is 7. Is that bigger than 5? Yes, it is. So can I have a triangle with lengths 3, 4, and 5? Yes, I can. All right? Does it make sense? So, I don't know, let's just pick some other numbers. Give me a random number. An easy, not a real big crazy number. Just give me a random number. 6 and 2 and let's go 8. Let's go 8. That's good. So what do we do? How do we tell if you can make a triangle out of these 3 lengths? Yep, add the 2 smaller ones, right? 6 and 2, and that's what? 8. Now, the sum of those 2 have to be bigger than the biggest side. Is 8 greater than 8? No. That would be this side and this side equaling each other. It would only form a straight line. Watch, they'd form a straight line. As soon as I did this, watch my fingers, watch. As soon as I went, see what happens? There's a gap between them. So as soon as I start trying to make a triangle out of it, there's that gap in between. It didn't really show very well here, but if you saw my fingers, you could see it. So this is not a triangle. But what if I had 6, 2, and 12? Nope. Because 6 and 2 is what? 8, and 8 is smaller, right, than 12. So no. But let's pick one. Okay, let's go 6, 2, and 7. 6 and 2 is 8. 8 is greater than 7. So yes. You can have a triangle with those 3 lengths. Does that make sense to you? All right. That's what they're going to do. They're going to give you 3 numbers, and they're going to say, can you, not make, I'm not sure what they say, can you do something? Is it possible? Here's what they say. Is it possible to form a triangle with these given side lengths? All right. So you either say yes or no. Now, again, we talked about this when we were going over that homework. Yes or no is a 50-50 proposition, isn't it? You could just guess, I guess. But do you want to just guess? No, you want to be 100%, don't you? You want to be. That's why I don't gamble, because I don't care unless I know 100% that I'm getting the money. I'm not going to waste my money if there's a chance that I'm going to lose my money. You know what I mean? So that's why I don't gamble, because I'm too cheap with my money and I don't make that much anyway. So, and there's always a chance that you could win, and I understand that, and people do win money, but I wouldn't do it because I like to take care of my money, and I don't want to just waste it just on pure chance. So, same thing with my math problems. I don't want to just guess yes or no. I want to know exactly if I'm getting them right or not. Okay? Okay, we're going to change this around a little bit. If you're taking notes, all right, it'll help you stay awake. So take some notes on this. So what if I give you a side 3 and a side 5? What I want to figure out is I want to figure out the range of possibilities for the third side. So one side is 3, one side is 5. I want to figure out what the other side could possibly be. It's got to be between some number and some other number. All right, and I got to figure out what it's going to be between. And it's really not hard to do, but let's think about it. Okay, so you said 6, so yeah, you could have a 6. But is that every single possibility? Can it only be a 6 and nothing else? No, it could also be what else?
7.
Yeah, it could be 7 because 8 is bigger than 7, right? It could be what? Could be like, it could be 7.9, couldn't it? I guess. Great, because 8's bigger than 7.9. It could be all kinds of different things. So do we just want to write a whole bunch of random numbers that fit in here? No, we don't. Now, that would be kind of weird. All right, so what we want to do is this. Now, let's think about this. Watch, if I had, let's say that was 3. I'm just, oh, you know what I could do? Now would be a good time. Watch this. This will be exciting. Haven't used this ruler yet. I just got this ruler. Isn't that cool? I downloaded it during the break. So let's say I downloaded a ruler, yes. Isn't that weird? Alright, so there's, is what? Practical? Sure, it's practical. Alright, so there's 3. Right? Let's do another one. Let's make another one 5. Right there. Okay. And that's not us. Just move that out of the way. So this is 3. And this is 5. Now let's think about it. I want to make a triangle out of these 3 line segments. You with me?
Yeah.
So I could take, oops. I'll tell you what, we'll just copy and paste. There's the short one, that's the 3. Here's the longer one, that's the 5. Alright, and let's see what we can do to make a triangle out of it. Now, if I just put these right up next to each other, does that make a triangle? No, of course not. What would I have to do? I'd have to tilt it, wouldn't I? Okay, so let's do this. Let's put that right there. So I'd have to tilt that a little bit that way, wouldn't I? And let's move that thing right there so I can tilt that. And I'd have to probably tilt... Oops. Did I tilt them both? What am I doing? Let's try this again. And I'd have to tilt this one, wouldn't I? Actually, you wouldn't even have to tilt them both. You could just tilt the one, couldn't you? But look at the other side. Look at the third side. That third side would be about from there to there, wouldn't it? Okay. So tell me something about the length of that. Remember, this was 3 and this was 5. Now, together, when it formed a straight line, it was 8. What's happening? The further I tilt this one in, what's going to happen to that third side? It's going to get shorter and shorter, isn't it? So, it can't be 8, can it? Because it can't be 3 and 5 is 8. So it has to be, this thing has got to be somewhere less than what?
8.
Less than 8. Okay, so let's say that. So one side's got to be less than 8. Now, how did we get 8 out of these two numbers? Just adding them up. Okay, adding them up. So it's got to be less than 8. Would you agree? Because I can't have a 9 here because 3 and 5 is 8. Is 8 greater than 9? No. So you follow me? So it has to be less than 8. Can it be any number less than 8? Can it be like a 1? No, because look, if I take the two smaller ones, 1 and 3, 1 and 3 is what? 4. Is 4 bigger than 5? No, so it can't be a 1. Where is it going to stop? Well, look what happens. If I take this, watch, and I take this and I move it around, what's happening to that third side? It's getting smaller and smaller, isn't it? So that third side right there, look, it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And if I keep tilting that thing around, let's get rid of that. Watch, if I keep tilting this, I wish I wouldn't have to put that little dot down the bottom every single time, but that's okay. Watch. If I keep tilting this and tilting this, what's happening to that third side? It's getting smaller and smaller and smaller until, what do you think? Until it gets right there. That's not even a triangle, is it? But what's the length from here to here? Come on, watch what I'm doing. You're not even looking. From here to here would be how much? It'd be 2, wouldn't it? Because remember, this was 3 and the whole thing was 5, right? So, but could it be 2? It can't be 2 because it would be a straight line, wouldn't it? I got to tilt it up a little bit. So what happens to that third side? That third side right there becomes just a little bit bigger than what? 2. So what's my range? So it's got to be, this third side right here has to be just a little bit bigger than 2. So it has to be greater than what? 2. Now I'm doing all this for a reason, because I want you to be able to visualize why it's doing this. The math is not hard. It's just visualizing what's going on. So it's got to be greater than 2. Would you agree? So that third side has to be bigger than 2, and it's got to be less than 8. So pick a number. Pick any random number between 2 and 8. I don't care. 5. I heard 5 first, okay? So watch. Take the two smaller ones. What's the test? Take the two smaller ones. Do they add up to be bigger than the third one? Yeah, they do. Okay, 3 and 5, right? They're the two smaller ones. Is it bigger than 5? Yeah. Pick another number that's in between there somewhere. 6, okay. So does 6 work? Yeah, 3 plus 5, that's the two smaller ones. Is it bigger than 6? Yeah. Let's do a number that's a little smaller, though.
4.
Okay, 4. Now, 3 and 5 aren't the two smaller ones now, are they?
No.
3 and 4 are. 3 and 4 is what? 7. Is 7 bigger than 5?
No.
Yes, it is. Okay, so here's our answer. Our answer is all the numbers that are greater than 2 and all the numbers that are less than 5. So watch. Greater than 2 and what? Less. I said 5, didn't I? I meant 8. Less than 8. But we're not going to write it like this. Let me show you how we're going to write it. Everybody watching? Write this down. You should be taking notes on this. Okay, write this down. So x is going to, that's what this thing is right here. Okay, we're trying to figure out what it is. X is what? Less than 8 and what? Greater than. Now I'm reading it from right to left, okay? X is greater than what? 2. This is how I want you to write your answer. So if they give you two numbers, if they say, okay, one length is 5 or 3, one length is 5, what is the range? And that's what they ask. I think that's the word that they use. Let me see how they word the problem. Yeah, find the range of the measure of the third side. Okay, so what is this third side going to be? Well, it can be any number between 2 and 8. That's what this means right here. So 2 is less than x, which is less than 8. Write it down like this and make sure you understand what we're doing there. Let me give you another problem. Let me see if I can find another one. Okay, what if you had sides, watch this, 13 and 9. What's the range of values that the third side can be? Now watch. This is how I start this off. I always say x is between. All right? What's the smaller one? How do we find the smaller value? How did I find that 2 from the numbers 3 and 5? What did I do to 3 and 5 to get a 2? I added 3 and 5 to get a 2? Thank you. I subtracted those two numbers to get 2. And then I did what to those two numbers to get the 8? I added them. Okay, so what are we going to do here? Subtract them to get the smaller one. What's 13 minus 9? It's 4. And then what do we do to them? We add them to get this one right here. What would that be? 22. And that would be our answer. That's it. I told you the math was really easy. It's the understanding part of it, the explanation, that takes a little bit of thought. Okay? I mean, I could have just sat here and said, okay, this is how you do it. You just subtract them, you put it here, and you add them, you put them here. But you would have had no idea why. All right? I want you to understand why you're getting what you're getting. Everybody with me? You awake? Okay. You guys are killing me. Is it that hard to stay awake? Am I that boring? Is it really that boring? I tell you what, man, I've been in classes, especially in college, man. I mean, as soon as I looked at the guy, I started falling asleep. Okay? But I don't think I'm like that guy, am I? I'm not that guy. So just, come on, force yourself. I know it's right before lunch and everything, but you should be wide awake right now. If you're taking notes, shouldn't be a problem. And that's how you do these problems. And that's basically all they're going to do with these questions is that.
So you just subtract 9, 13,
That's right. You subtract them. You put them here. You add them, and you put them right here. That's all there is to it. You got it? Now there's two sets of problems they're going to give you. They're going to give you, like, remember the first one, like if I said 2, 5, and like 10. Did those three sides make a triangle? Can you make a triangle out of those three sides? No. What do? You take the two smaller ones. They add up to 7. Is 7 bigger than 10? No, it's not. So no, you can't make a triangle out of that. Can you make a triangle out of 2, 5, and 6? Can you make a triangle out of those three lengths? Yeah, because 2 and 5, the two smaller ones, 2 and 5 is 7. 7's bigger than the third side. So yes, you can make a triangle out of those three. So those are the two types of problems they're going to give you. We good with that? All right. All right, so our worksheet's going to be 5-5, and I'll give that to you right now.